Alright, y'all. So we're going to talk about day 2 of orientation. Sorry, I look I look like shit. I just woke up. We're currently sitting on the load that I'm recording for the vlog for. It'll come out after this. And we had some time to kill, so we're up here visiting Kylie's dad. But or Kylie's dad, grandpa, grandma, all of them. We're up here visiting them. But yeah, so let's get into talking about day 2 of orientation. Not much to cover because there's just not, but let's get into it. Alright guys, so day 2. I've already recorded this and it went on for almost an hour because I was babbling on about a bunch of different topics and everything else other than what I really wanted to talk about, which is day 2 and kind of like a review of Landstar and their process and all that stuff. And like week 1, I guess I'll do a review on that as well. So I wrote it down this time so that way I don't go off topic. The first part of this video is going to be basically an overview of day 1 and what they go over. And then the second part of this video will be kind of like the review of Landstar, their process, the agents, and all that stuff. And we'll go over all that as well. I'll try to remember to put like a timestamp to the review of Landstar if you guys want to watch that instead. I'll leave that here so you can skip to that part if you want. I don't know how to do chapters on YouTube yet, so I don't even know if I'm able to, but if I figure it out, there'll be another chapter for it as well. But go to that timestamp if you just want to watch the review. So we'll get to the overview of day 1, basically what was done in day 1 of, or overview of day 2. I wrote it down wrong. Day 2 of orientation. I'm an idiot. So if you didn't pass, so the first one is if you didn't pass hazmat the first day, they will give you one more chance on day 2 as soon as you come in to retake it. So make sure you do your studying, make sure you do your due diligence on you know, figuring out and trying to retain what it takes to pass that test. That's not your only test, by the way. We'll get into that in a minute. I forgot to write that down. I'm gonna write that down real quick. Actually, no, I'll go over it now. So, since I'm talking about hazmat, so like I said, if you don't pass the hazmat quiz on day 1, as soon as you come in day 2, you will have to retake it. If you don't pass it, unfortunately, they put you on like, I think it's like a 20-day hold. And if you go anywhere else to a different carrier or whatnot, you have to go through the entire process again. The rehiring process, sending all the paperwork in, filling all the paperwork out, setting up an orientation day. If you already got your truck inspected, I don't know if you have to do that again, which would suck. But you got to do it all over again. So try to pass it. Try your best. Okay. The other thing with hazmat is once you were done with orientation and you were done, like you're leaving, you have 14 days. I set my reminders for 10 days. So, or my time frame to 10 days. So that way I made sure it was done before the 14-day mark. And I recommend you do that as well. Try to get it done as soon as you can. They said it's about 5 hours of information kind of thing that you have to go through, so leave yourself a little bit of time to go through all that. It's kind of like it's kind of like a quiz, but it's to certify you in hazmat, to certify you in the spotted lantern fly thing, permit, I guess is what it's called. Certify you in CSA, certify you in how to run your ELD and stuff like that as well. There's a few different things that you have to go through and watch. There's a couple videos, but most of it is reading, and then you got to try to retain what is said before you take the quiz, and then at the end there's a quiz of every one of those sections. So pay attention. And hazmat is one of those. So before you even get into Landstar, if you didn't already have your hazmat, you got to take the hazmat test. To get your hazmat on your license, you got to take the hazmat test. Once you're in orientation, you got to take the hazmat test. Once you're out of orientation, and then I think you might need to do it one more time, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have to recertify every 3 or 5 years. Depends on your state, depends on your DMV and all that stuff. I don't know if it's different, but don't quote me on that. Ask your DMV how often you have to recertify your hazmat. Okay, that's the hazmat part. Now, moving on. Once you're done, if you had to retake the hazmat, or if nobody had to, the first thing you guys will talk about, this might be wrong, this might have been day 1, and I might have screwed up. That's the bad part, is I'm recording this like a couple weeks after I'm already out of orientation. I should have recorded it the next day, but I didn't. Is the sitting duck policies and their other policies. Make sure you pay attention to those, especially the sitting duck policy, because Landstar, they don't play around with that stuff, okay? They really don't. Even if a customer has you sitting on the street, waiting to be loaded or go into their docks or whatnot, you have to call safety and compliance and say, hey, the customer I'm picking up at has me sitting in the street, and you go over a little bit of information with safety and compliance and all that stuff, and that will cover your ass. Now, if you're sitting on a shoulder, an off-ramp, an on-ramp, you don't contact safety and compliance, and there's not a real good reason for you to be there, except that you're taking a 30-minute break, or you're taking a 10 or whatever. That's really bad. You're not allowed to do that. You have to find a parking spot in a truck stop or rest area that is designed to be a parking spot. From my understanding, not every driver's bad. Okay, I'm going to preface that by saying this: not every driver's bad, but there are some that will snitch on you. Maybe it's an ex-Landstar driver that got fired for the same thing that you're doing right now, and he's salty about it. He'll report you. He will. It happens. And they actually tell you that in orientation too. There are rat drivers. They will rat on you. So pay attention to the policies, and especially the sitting duck policy. They'll go over like a slideshow and stuff like that and show you what's good, what's bad, what's good, what's bad, kind of thing. So that way you have a better understanding of at least a general idea of what it is. If you have more questions about that, I'm sure you can contact safety and compliance and figure it out. But that's it on that. Then they basically go over all the apps, and I'll go over them one at a time here. My day 2 was cut short a little bit. Partially, I don't know if it was my fault or if it was their fault. Like, I'm a smoker, obviously, and the guy was Tim. He's a super awesome guy. He was still learning how to teach. He's also an old driver. He left driving to go teach the orientation classes, so good on him. But he was still learning, so like every once in a while he'd be like, all right, you can go smoke, because he didn't know what to do next, I think is what it was. And then the supervisor, Catherine, something like that. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting her name, but she would have to come out and like tell him, hey, no, go to this page and stuff like that. She has it like memorized in her brain. which is crazy. But first app or online, so it's Landstar 1, which is the app, or Landstar Online, which is through the website. Both of them work really well so far. Landstar 1 doesn't have as many features as Landstar Online. On Landstar Online, you could set up a bunch of different stuff and look at a bunch of different stuff that Landstar 1 doesn't have yet. So keep that in mind. If you're trying to look for something, it might be on Landstar Online instead of Landstar 1, so you might have to sign into the website. And you can do that with your mobile phone. It does work with a mobile phone, but probably not as good as it would with a laptop or something like that. So I do suggest maybe getting a laptop or a tablet or something like that to where you can look at it a little better. But Landstar 1, they'll basically get you all signed in, get your account all set up, and they will actually go over loads and stuff like that, and show you what to look for, what agents usually do, or like make sure you look at the comment section or the note section or whatnot to make sure, hey, this is a one pick, one drop load, or it doesn't say hazmat or non-hazmat or whatever it may be. Because even I've noticed over the past 2 weeks of looking at the board and trying to book loads is they'll have it on there as a no stop load, so it's literally one pick, one drop, but in the notes it will say 9 drops in between this point and that point, and they don't put multiple stops or anything in there. So they try to trick you. I don't know if they're trying to trick you or if they just don't know how to do it, but it seems like they're trying to trick you into taking that load. So the really good paying loads, read that note section. Ask them, are there any other stops when you call them? Because they might try to hide that from you. Not saying they will, it just seems like it. But yeah, so they go over Landstar Online and all that stuff. They teach you how to do everything and all that. I think they also show a bunch of slideshows and stuff of how to use the app. But that's it for Landstar 1. So the next one, it's not in the same order that they did it. I'm just doing it in the order that I remembered. The next one is Fleet Advanced Mobile. That's for your comm data cards. That's so you can use for fuel. You could do pre-trip advances. You could do a bunch of stuff. So you can deposit into your bank account once that is set up, which I'll get into in a second. But they kind of screwed my cards up. When I was in orientation, they said the highest number is your fuel card, the lowest number is your settlements card. So I went off of that. I was like, okay, so I'll name this one the fuel card and I'll name this one the settlements card. And I did. Now that I've been 2 weeks into it, my settlements are going to my fuel card and there's nothing going on my settlements card. Like, there's nothing there. So it's useless. It's literally just a paperweight, which I need to get in contact with the comm data site, or not comm data, but I need to get in contact with Landstar, their comm data department or whatnot, to fix that and remedy the situation. But so that's, which leads me into the next thing. You have a fuel card and you have a settlements card. Your fuel card, you're going to want to deposit your pre-trip advance or fuel surcharge into your fuel card. Your settlements card, I don't know really, I think that's just for your settlements, honestly. I mean, you could deposit money onto that card on your pre-trip advance. Like, you can select that card to be the pre-trip advance to go to. But if you could just use it on the fuel card, I don't really see a point. Like I said, I think the settlements card is strictly, mainly just for settlements, is what it's meant for. And mine aren't going on there, so I need to figure that out. The direct deposit wasn't set up right away. So, my first week, and it might be different for you. It might be quicker, it might not be, I don't know. But you will take in a voided check for direct deposit. And I'm still not 100% sure on that, because from what I was told is your settlements get deposited into your comm data cards. From your comm data cards, you have to direct deposit into your bank account, which can take 24 to 48 hours. I'll get into that in a second as well. So yeah, direct deposit. You won't be able to transfer money from your comm data card to your bank account the first week. At least that's what happened to me. The second week, I was able to do so, and I was able to transfer money from my comm data card to my bank account. Now, that could change for you. That could be longer, that could be shorter. I think it just depends on your bank, honestly. It's not really Landstar's fault, I don't think. I think it 100% has to do with your bank and how their process works. But we'll move on from that. When you do deposit money, it could take 24 to 48 hours depending on the bank that you go through. So, Wells Fargo, for me, could be different for you. Again, like I said, take all this with a grain of salt because it could be completely different for you. Everyone's situation is different. But for me, it takes 24 hours. As long as you deposit it within a certain time frame, I would say probably noon Eastern time, the day before you actually need the money. If you can do it sooner, do it a couple days earlier or a day earlier or something like that, so that way you know for sure it'll be in there. Because I ran into the situation where I actually had to go to my bank and write a comm check for myself and deposit it into my bank account so that way I could pay my truck payment, because I couldn't do direct deposit. So I had to go through all the different hoops and steps. So yeah, deposit it before noon. Like, my pay period is Thursday, so I get my money, my settlement gets deposited into my comm data card on Thursday. Then I take the money on Thursday from my comm data card and deposit it into my bank account, and then it'll be in my bank account Friday morning, as long as I do it before noon. And it's worked. So just keep that in mind. I don't know if you 100% get direct deposit. I think it just goes to your comm data card, then you have to deposit it yourself. I think that's how it works. Don't quote me on that. Ask that question too when you're in orientation if you need to. Moving on. Landstar Maximizer, or Landstar Max for short. That is a route or trip planner. So basically you'll put in, hey, I want to do a round trip starting in Phoenix, ending in Phoenix between these dates, right? You put that in, you put the max weight if you want. You could put, if you're a team, you could put what areas you don't want to go to, kind of stuff. And you can exclude them from the search. But basically you do that, and then you hit Ask Max, which is at the bottom, and it will give you loads that would, it'll basically set up the route for you. It'll give you the loads that will set up a route to get you out and back in the day that you want. And then all you have to do is call the agents. Now, 2 weeks in, that app is currently broken for me. It does not work. Every time I try to use it, it says failure to load. So, I might need to contact, I don't know if they have an IT department or something. I have a whole card of list of phone numbers. They'll give it to you as well when you're in orientation. But it's not working, so I need to figure that out. I didn't really use it. I was just playing around with it, pretty much. And I was going to try to use it to go from here, get me out for like a couple weeks, and then back to Phoenix. I was going to try to do that this time, but it didn't work. So, and it'll give you like the overall revenue to the truck, the daily revenue to the truck and stuff like that. If you took their route, that it's all automated. It's all through a computer. But that's Landstar Max. There's not really much to talk about that. It's literally just what I said it is. Then there's Landstar Connect, which is the app that agents can track you on when you're under their load. So if you're booked on their load, say you get finished with one, the next agent will start tracking you. They can track you from your deadhead to get there, you pick up the load, to the drop off of the load, And there was actually one agent so far that tracked me a little bit after that, but I don't care, because it's not like I don't have anything to fucking hide, so I really don't care. But Landstar Connect is for that. There are some agents that require you to have it. Some of them don't, but some of them do. That way they can track where their load's at and where, like, your progress and stuff like that. But that's Landstar Connect. Like I said, that's pretty much it. They'll go over more, probably in more detail in orientation. But that's the gist of it, really. The next one is TransFlow. If you've never used TransFlow, it's pretty simple. You just take a picture with your phone. It's TransFlow mobile, or you could just go into a TransFlow station at the truck stop if you want. But why do that when you can just do it through your phone? I mean, if you get like a packet of paperwork like that, yeah, maybe going into the truck stop and actually scanning it all in might be easier. But if it's just like the past loads, I've only had like 2 pages, literally. Like, they gave me back this one. I'm probably only going to get 1 page back. The first load I only got 1 page. This load I'm probably going to get 1 page, and then the last load I got like 4 pages. But you just scan it in through the app. And that's the way to send it to Landstar, so that way they can, you know, put it into their thing and process it and all that stuff. If you don't know much about TransFlow, like I don't really know how else to explain it. They'll explain it more in detail in orientation, probably better than I could. But it's literally just a paperwork scanner to get your proof of delivery and stuff like that to the customer and to Landstar. The next one. So my day 2 of orientation was cut kind of short because I honestly don't know. I think they had like a doctor's appointment, or they weren't feeling good or something like that, or something was going on to where they couldn't finish orientation. Not really not finish it, but they kind of rushed it, and they might have missed a couple things that they were supposed to talk about, but they didn't. But it's all good. Like, I don't care. I really don't. And really all they didn't cover was like Easy Placard. They didn't really cover that too much, which is another app that they tell you you can get. I don't know if it's like a necessity or if it's required or anything like that. It's just an app that helps you on basically what placards you need to run for a certain load. Like, it'll take the UN number and stuff like that, put it all in, and it'll tell you, hey, you need flammable, or hey, you need gas, like non-flammable gas, or whatever placards that load consists of. You can type in every UN number that you have back there, and maybe it'll lead up to a dangerous placard, who knows. But it'll tell you what placards you need, and if substances aren't supposed to be loaded together, it'll also tell you that as well, I'm pretty sure. You'll have to play around with that more yourself. Like I said, I didn't really do anything with it. I'm not really into hauling hazmat at the moment. It just doesn't seem like they pay a whole lot more than just taking a regular load, so there's nothing really, no real reason to deal with more of a headache to get paid the same. So that's just how I feel about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it of day 2. I'm sorry if I kept saying day 1. This is day 2, just to clarify, which we're 20 minutes in, so that's good. The next part could be the review. So yeah, topic 2, what I wrote down here. Like I said, I already done this video once before for almost an hour, so we're doing good on time. Topic 2 that I wrote down is basically the review of Landstar. What I have seen over the past couple weeks since I've been out under Landstar. Number one, agents. There's good ones, and there are bad ones. Some of them are shady, some of them aren't. There's good and bad everywhere you go. I've ran into several good ones, and unfortunately I have ran into several bad ones. Now, you can report the bad ones that are doing shady shit to Landstar, and they will take care of it. I'm not a snitch. I mean, if it's bad enough, yeah, I'll probably rat on them, but example, one bad agent is one that blew my phone up literally every 2 seconds, almost all day. That was my first week out. I was just getting done with my first load, and this lady would not stop calling my phone. She wasn't leaving voicemails, she wasn't leaving messages, she wasn't sending texts, she wasn't sending emails, nothing like that. It was literally, call, okay, voicemail, let me call back. Call, okay, voicemail, let me call back. Like, literally, that's all she kept doing for a stupid amount of time. And I was trying to contact other agents at that time. Like, I was already in the process of trying to book another load. And it was interrupting that. So that's a sign of a bad agent. I don't want to work with someone like that. They are really obviously trying to get rid of a load that no one else wants to take. And from what I've heard from other more experienced Landstar BCOs is these agents, they know how long you've been out. They know if you're new, and they'll try to take advantage of you. And it seemed like that one was one that was trying to take advantage of me, because I did answer a couple times, and I was, you know, I wanted to see, okay, you keep calling me, what kind of load do you have? And it was a load that was paying way worse than what was coming out of my area. So I said kindly, no, I'm good, thank you though. And then she proceeded to call me again and again and again and again about other loads. So take that how you will. That for me, that's a bad agent. I won't block the agent, and like I said in the last video that I tried to record, and it lasted an hour. You within the first couple weeks, you're gonna have a good list and a bad list. I don't block the bad list because I would rather, you know what they might have if they do have something, and be able to, I guess, sort of work with them if they have a good load, or at least a decent load. Maybe it's your last option to come out of the area kind of thing. I won't block them entirely unless they do something very shady. Calling me 100 times, yeah, it's annoying, but if they have good loads, I'll take it. Now, the good agents, we'll end this part off on a good note. Good agents. I've had 2 good agents. Oh wait, hang on, sorry. Back to the bad agents, okay? My first load. I don't know if to consider him a bad agent or just a poor communicator. But leading up to me going to pick up the load, it was good communication. It was pretty decent. I got there to pick the load up, and they told me it was going to be several hours, because I was picking up pumpkins, and they said it was going to be several hours before the pumpkins from the field that I needed were going to be there. So I called the agent, and I tried to ask him, hey, am I getting detention pay for this and all that stuff? Didn't answer. Actually, no, sorry. I called him twice before. And I was like, okay, they're going to say it's going to take a while. Or they're saying it's going to take a while or whatever. And he was like, all right, let me call and find out what's going on. Never got a call back, never got an email. So I called back a couple hours, like an hour and a half later. And I was like, hey, still sitting here. They're saying it's going to take a while. All right, let me give you a call back. I'll call over there and see what's going on. Okay. Waited another like hour, I think it was. 45 minutes. At this point, I was starting to get kind of aggravated. But anyway, after I picked the load up, oh, sorry. After I picked the load up, like I just got loaded, I asked him in an email and a text, hey, is there detention for this load? Before I was loaded, actually, because I was wondering, am I going to get paid detention for sitting here for so long? No response. Picked the load up, sent an email, hey, load's in my possession, I'm heading down now. No response. Second day, which was when I was getting to Houston to deliver it. Emailed him. So I forget exactly what I said, but I kept trying to email him and keep in contact with him and stuff. No responses. Tried to call him, no response. Or went to voicemail, or went to his answering thing. And then once I delivered the load, I was completely done with it. It was my first load, so I didn't really know what I was doing. So I messaged him, or I emailed him, and I was like, hey man, not sure exactly what I need to do here. Let me know. The load is delivered. I have proof of delivery. I have my paperwork and everything and all that stuff, and no response. So I had to get in contact with Landstar and figure out what the hell I was supposed to do. Landstar told me I scan the paperwork into Landstar, and that's how that agent gets a hold of the paperwork and the proof of delivery and all that stuff. So different agents want different things. Like one of the agents that I did work with is actually a really good agent. He required the proof of delivery through email. So just keep that in mind. Like keep in contact with the agent throughout the process if you're not sure how his process works or her process. But yeah, like I said, good and bad agents. VBR, his name is Ray, super good agent. I'm probably going to try to book a load with him after we're off home time this Monday, because he is a really good guy. I'll probably talk about him more in another vlog or something. We're at 29 minutes, so I'm going to try to hurry this up. The load board, it's really easy. You just type in where you're picking up or where you want to pick up. If you want to you can put a destination. It's a load board. It's really easy. It's easy to navigate. I really do like it. With Landstar, like I said, Landstar Online and Landstar One, there's more options on Landstar Online, but Landstar One could do everything pretty sufficiently for the most part. But yeah, it's a load board. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. It's awesome. Everything is on you, basically, which leads me into the next thing. Landstar does not hold your hand. They will not. Maybe if you ask them to, and that's not even Landstar, that's your BCO advisor, which we'll get into next. This will lead into that. Landstar, I haven't had a single phone call from Landstar, except for my advisor. I haven't had a single phone call. Nothing. You'll get the weekly emails. Hey, follow us on social media. Blah blah blah. That's it. That's all you'll get. So far, right? They will contact you when you. They will contact you when you need to get something done, like a trailer. 120-day inspection on the trailer, your 6-month inspection on your truck. Whatever it may be, they'll contact you and let you know. They'll also put your truck on hold if you wait too long, which is another thing that will show up on Landstar Online. I forget exactly what section it is, but it'll light up in red, is what they were saying in orientation, and it'll basically have a list of things that you need to get done. But yeah, that leads me into the BCO advisors. BCO is business capacity owner. That's me, or any other Landstar driver out here, pretty much. They're BCOs. Now, there are advisors. It's kind of like a dispatcher, but nowhere close to a dispatcher. Doesn't make sense, I know. But my first week out, I got a call from my advisor, which is out of Illinois. And I was driving, so I didn't really want to talk on the phone because I didn't know really what to ask, and I wanted to kind of, because she was asking if I had any questions or whatnot, and I wanted to kind of, go through my head and, let Kylie kind of brainstorm on what she thought we needed to ask and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, can you call me back at a later time? I'm driving at the moment. I don't want to be too distracted or whatnot. And she was cool with it. Super awesome. Super laid back, super cool. So she ended up calling me back on Monday, which is the day that I was delivering the first load. I think that was the day that she called. Don't quote me on that, but it doesn't matter. So she called and we went over a few things. Yeah, actually it was that day because I was literally sitting at the customer getting loaded when she called. And I was trying to set up load bars and all kinds of stuff. Anyway. She'll ask you if you have any questions, if you wanted to know anything or forgot something during orientation or whatever it may be. She'll ask you, or he'll ask you. Your advisor will ask you. So that is your time to ask the questions. I mean, you can obviously call back if you think of anything that you need to ask, and they'll answer you.
Say a command.
Shut up. That happened last time too. But yeah, they're not there to hold your hand. Your advisor will ask if you need help booking loads, if you need help talking to agents, if you need help running your truck for the first couple weeks or a few weeks or whatever, so you can learn the process. They'll ask you all that. They'll ask if you want to be dispatched. I kindly said no, because I came from that and I don't want to go back to that. That's the reason why I came to Landstar, is to run my business on my own. No offense to the advisors. Like I said, she was really cool. And if I do have questions or need help or whatnot, I will feel more than comfortable to go and ask her. But at the moment, I don't need any help. And she was okay with that. She was like, all right, cool. If you have any questions or, you know, anything else that you need help with or whatever, just give me a call back and we'll help you. And I ended up calling. It's the main line to the advisors in Illinois that you call. And another one answered at the time, and all of them can help you pretty much. I mean, maybe your specific advisor can only help you with certain things, and others can't. But when I called, it was a different lady, and she helped me through the entire process of what I do with the paperwork. That's what I was just explaining a little bit ago. I didn't know what to do with the paperwork. Like, I didn't know if I needed to scan it in, how to do it, like where I'm at, like what do I do? Do I send it to the agent and then send it to you? Do I send it to you and then you send it to the, like, I didn't know, and she explained it, like walked me through the entire process. So super cool. Other than that though, Landstar ain't gonna contact you unless you did something wrong or you need to get something done. But yeah, so my other review is of trailer utilization. When you first come out of orientation, actually during day 2 of orientation, right in, like, while I was on a smoke break, he said, while you're out there, call trailer utilization and get put on the list, so that way you're already on the list before you leave. And I was like, all right, cool. So I called trailer utilization. They put me on the list. Arizona is region 1, I think. They have it set up in different regions. You got to let them know which region you're in. Ask your orientation office what region you're in. They'll probably tell you anyway. Or if you ask the guy on the phone or whoever it is on the phone, hey, what region is Arizona or Florida or whatever it is, they'll tell you. Now, trailer utilization did send me to get a trailer pretty soon, like Thursday, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was, no, it's either Wednesday or Thursday. That's when they sent me to go get the trailer. So it was literally a day and a half-ish, I think, after I got out of orientation, which is extremely fast compared to a lot of other people. And I'm sorry to those other people. I just was lucky, I guess. I don't know. I did have to deadhead a long ways. I had to deadhead from Phoenix all the way up to Albuquerque to go get it. I didn't care. I was getting paid 65 cents per mile, which leads me to this. They will pay you 65 cents per mile to go and get your first trailer. I don't know if I'm pretty sure they don't, but I don't know if they pay you if you ever need to use trailer utilization again. I don't think they do. So keep that in mind. Try to stay hooked to a trailer at all times. You don't want to lose the trailer, especially in like Laredo. I heard it's like a 3-week wait to even get a trailer out of that freaking place. So don't give up your trailer. Make sure you ask if it's a drop and hook, and if they have trailers available, and if they don't, and if they are unsure or they sound unsure, ask them if you can get live unloaded. That way you keep your trailer. So that's a good tip that I learned from the 10-year vet that I talked to when I first picked my trailer up. Now, when I went to go pick up the trailer, it was bad. It was in bad condition. Not terrible, but I had to get shit fixed before I could even drive it. And that's not Landstar's fault. It's not trailer utilization's fault. It's the driver that dropped it. He knew what was wrong with it, and he just left it. Or it was the jockeys in the FedEx yard that I picked it up at that did the damage to it, popped the tire and whatever, and never reported it to Landstar, which could also be a possibility. So I'm not blaming anybody, but it was somebody that did it or dropped it, and they didn't say anything about it, and I ended up having to deal with it. So when I went to go pick it up, it had a flat tire and a tire that had bubbles on the walls, on the outer walls of the tire, which is a violation and dangerous at the same time. So I had to get those changed and I had to get it fixed. It's alright though. I was within a half a mile of a Love's, so I just went over, limped it over there and got it fixed real quick. So that's pretty much it. Literally this is as long as my last video was, so I'm just gonna upload it. The last part here says anything else. I can't really think of anything else. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, be sure to leave them down in the comments below. On my last couple videos, I've had a lot of questions about why I went with certain things on the SFI truck. Like, why didn't I get the premium? I'll explain it, Even in the video I explained it, but some people don't watch the entire video, so I explain it in the comments. And I'm not trying to be a douche, but maybe the question that you're asking in the comments was answered in the video, so watch it. Watch the entire thing. That's what it's there for. It's for your all the information that I can give you is in that video. But yeah, I've had several questions, like Landstar questions, SFI questions, truck questions, trucking in general questions. I've had discussions in the comments. Leave a comment down below if you guys have anything you want to talk about, any questions, anything like that, depending on whatever. It don't matter. I was also an I'm an ex-Prime driver, so if you have any questions about the Prime process, I might be able to help you out a little bit. So that was a review of Landstar and their day 2 of orientation. This is my second week out. I am currentely at Kylie's dad's house. We're just hanging out for the weekend because I don't deliver until Monday morning, which will be the next vlog coming out. So keep an eye on that. I wanted to record my first trip, stuff like that with Landstar, but I'm not gonna lie, I was stressed as the first load and everything else. I didn't really want to get distracted by the video or anything like that, so I apologize for that, but I think I have a better understanding of how Landstar works and all that stuff, so I can do a better vlog or better information kind of thing video. So it works out better that way. Nothing really else. Like I said, I love Landstar. I love so far the process and everything else that I've dealt with. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, leave them down in the comments. You can also go check out the Discord in the description. We hang out on there pretty often, and we talk and we bullshit. Just whatever. It's Discord. It's down in the description. You can go hang out. That's the quickest way to get in touch with me. You could leave a comment, like I said, and that's like the second quickest way to get in contact with me. Twitter's the last. Like, I don't even really deal with Twitter too much, but I have it. It's down in the description. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Hit the bell so you get notified when another video goes live. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for the support. So much support over the last couple videos. It's insane. I went from getting maybe 20 viewers, 30 viewers on a video to one of my, I think it was the Landstar orientation, might have been, or it might have been the SFI tour. It was the truck tour, I think, which is also almost up to like 8,000 views or something like that, which is insane. thank you guys. Thank you so much for all the likes, for the comments, for, you know, watching my videos, and hitting the subscribe button. There's been a lot of subscribers too. I went from I think it was like 63 to now we're over 230 or 40, which is insane, and it happened within a couple weeks. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Like I said, if you have any questions or you just want to hang out and chat, Discord in the description or in the comments. Just write a comment and we'll hang out and chat. But we'll see you guys on the next video. Like I said, the vlog coming out in a couple days, within the next couple days. And that will be like my first vlog with Landstar. So stay tuned for that, and we will see you guys on the next one. Also, if you haven't watched day 1 of orientation, check it out. It'll be on either side of the screen right now. Go check that out. Do it. Just do it. If you're interested in it, go check it out. You can also check out the truck tour, which is, like I said, one of my most popular videos, which is insane. So you can go check that out too. Just somewhere on this right now. Let's go check it out. Hit that subscribe button. Why haven't you done that yet? I'm just kidding. I hate being one of those people, but I do appreciate the support. We'll see you guys next time.